starts now.
Well, hello, one and all. Welcome to the HD show. The election is upon us. It's this week. It's happening this week, and there's a lot going on.
Very close.
I'm Dave Spencer.
And I'm Hilary Golston.
Let's start here. Vice President Kamala Harris rallying in East Lansing tonight, just days before that election.
Yes, of course, we saw all kinds of people there, all ages, from really all over the state of Michigan, lined up for hours at Michigan State University, ready to show their support for Harris.
And there's a live look at what's happening right now. We see some speakers probably ahead of Harris. We know that Camila Mary is in there right now. She will be able to bring us a live report, obviously trying to target the youth vote by heading out to the campus today.
Yep, and in terms of the polls, we're seeing that in most swing states, including here in Michigan, that Vice President Harris and former President Trump are within the margin of error when it comes to polling data. And as we know, the way the Electoral College works, we elect a president based on that, not based on the popular vote. So we'll see what happens in these key states. That includes Ohio, that includes Pennsylvania, of course, here in Michigan, Wisconsin. So all of these last-minute stops are part of that effort to trying to turn out the vote and win. Remember, President Trump won in 2016 by only about 11,000 votes.
Yeah.
And we saw, of course, President Biden take the state by about 150,000 votes in 2020. So literally thousands of votes can make a difference.
Yeah, and it seems like every day or every other day, one of the two candidates is here in our state showing the importance of how much this state matters and how much every vote matters.
Yeah, that's very true. Another big voice for the Harris camp, UAW President Shawn Fain, also getting out the vote for Kamala Harris.
And as Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack reports, Fain and local lawmakers hope that they can push union members to the polls.
And it's the working class who built this country. Yeah. And on Tuesday, when we defeat Donald Trump and land another body blow to the billionaire class, it'll be because you delivered that victory.
UAW President Shawn Fain says this upcoming election is the defining one for a generation. He spoke to a crowd of hundreds at the Labor Union Solidarity House in Detroit Friday evening.
But in the UAW and in our labor movement, our response to hate and division is simple. Our answer is solidarity. If we stick together, we will never lose.
A who's who of the Democratic Party and lawmakers took the podium for a final voting push for some 370,000 active UAW members. A well-known face from the Bronx, the keynote of the night.
I feel like the Bronx and Detroit are like cousins a little bit, you know what I'm saying? We got the same fighting spirit out here. We got a chip on our shoulder because we know what it means to be underestimated.
The very progressive AOC in town urging folks to get to the polls. During her stop, taking time to jab at former President Trump, his digging comments about Detroit from last month.
We heard it from Trump saying, oh, we want, what's going to happen? The world's going to be like Detroit? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's right. I would love to be like a place that is home to the strongest, most fighting union in the United States of America.
Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson spoke with a large UAW badge on her blazer, delivering a message to not let any kind of intimidation or fear-mongering stop anyone from casting their ballots Tuesday.
This week alone has been filled with so much mudslinging and misinformation, all designed to discourage us from participating or even believing in our own voices.
Assuring once again there will be a fair election in Michigan, even saying all eyes of the country, even the world, are watching.
We're going to stand up to anyone, anywhere, anytime who tries to stand in the way of our rights and our freedoms.
Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
And you have a chance in 2 days, and if you don't vote, you're stupid. You're stupid. 4 years of Kamala Harris have delivered nothing but economic hell for American workers. They actually called me the greatest president in the history of our country. I said, does that include Abraham Lincoln? Does that include Abraham Lincoln and George Washington? They said, actually, it does. So anyway, so they like me.
And Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are tied in this very important battleground state of Pennsylvania. Former President Trump speaking just a couple of days before the election, continuing his push for Americans to vote for him. He is saying that he will secure the border and boost the economy.
And meanwhile, Mr. Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, is traveling to our battleground state once again. Vance is set to rally in Flint Monday night at the Capitol Theater, speaking on inflation and against the potential ban of gas-powered vehicles.
All right, we have to tell you about a massive fiery crash on 96. 4 people are now dead, 17 others hurt in this absolutely terrible crash.
Just tragic. Police tell us that a semi-truck plowed into several cars on the highway. Fox 2's Ingrid Kelly with the latest on that tragedy.
An explosion Saturday night on I-96 at M52.
Horror. I mean, I heard there's death. It's just ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
That fireball taking place after a semi-truck traveling westbound on I-96 at M52 collided with stopped traffic.
And ended up just plowing into a group of vehicles. That caused an explosion and vehicles catching fire.
A number of people died and others injured as a result of the crash.
3 fatalities in 1 vehicle. All from Lansing. We had another subject that was in a pickup truck, Ford pickup truck. He was actually ejected from the vehicle. 17 other people to the hospital.
The driver of the semi-truck also injured.
He was sent to the U of M. He had serious burns.
Prior to the deadly collision, Michigan State Police has shut down the area near I-96 and M52 as DTE crews worked on a project.
So that DTE Energy could string lines across the freeway. They had the road shut down. They had just reopened the road, so we had to slow back up.
Hours after the crash, the investigation continues. During that investigation, portions of 96 shut down as traffic was rerouted. Currently, the overpass is closed.
This is probably going to be closed indefinitely. Right now, MDOT has to, again, check the structure, make sure the bridge is safe, and there's a good chance that it's not going to be because that fire was burning pretty hot.
Workers at this nearby gas station are helping drivers through the detour.
I'm glad that we are here to provide a safe haven.
Investigators say if charges are warranted, a report will be sent to the prosecutor's office. But for now, they want drivers to pay attention to the road.
Especially if you're driving a semi-truck. All eyes should be on the road, nothing else.
And Weberville, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
A man is being treated in the hospital after being shot on Detroit's west side. Police were called to that hospital after receiving reports of someone suffering a gunshot wound. Police tell us the victim was in a crowd in the area of Joy Road and Wyoming when the shots were fired. The cause of the shooting is under investigation as police search for suspects. Anyone with information here should call Detroit police.
All right, we're going to stay on the west side of Detroit. 2 people dead and 4 others hurt in a shooting. Investigators now working to figure out why this happened. Detroit police went to Devereaux Street after 1 this morning. They tell us 6 people were shot. 2 of them died from their injuries. The circumstances leading to the shooting are still unknown. Please reach out to Detroit police. You can always call Crime Stoppers 1-800-SPEAK-UP if you know anything at all.
And a father from Detroit, Richard Williams, is facing charges after his son allegedly shot himself. Police tell us the 3-year-old was hit in the stomach after finding an unsecured gun at the home in West Grand River near Livernois. The toddler was at home with a teen, a 2-year-old, and another infant when he was shot. 29-year-old Williams is charged with unsafe storage, causing injury, and given a $50,000 bond. Hamas and Hezbollah both say that they're ready to get back to the bargaining table for ceasefire negotiations.
Yeah, this comes after the White House is trying desperately to get a pause in the fighting. Fox's Jared Halpern has the story from Washington.
There's a big diplomatic push underway in the Middle East as the fighting intensifies on both fronts. Lebanon's prime minister says he's hoping a ceasefire agreement can be in place within the coming days. The deal drafted by the U.S. calls for the IDF to withdraw from Lebanon for at least 60 days, during which time the Lebanese army would deploy along the border, acting as a buffer between Hezbollah and Israel. Hezbollah's new leader says his group is ready to stop fighting if Israel takes the first step and calls off its offensive.
Any political solution that occurs through indirect negotiations, the first pillar is a ceasefire and a cessation of aggression.
The White House now significantly stepping up its diplomatic engagement, sending CIA Director William Burns to Cairo on Thursday, while Special Assistant Envoys Brett McGurk and Amos Hochstein are in Israel meeting with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, pushing him to accept the deal.
In all of these engagements, you will see that the U.S. will reaffirm its ironclad commitment to Israel's security.
And while ceasefire talks continue in Qatar, the State Department is calling on both sides to limit civilian casualties and let the peace process play out.
We do ultimately want to see a ceasefire, and we want to see a diplomatic resolution that allows civilians both in Lebanon and Israel return to their homes.
The Pentagon is also sending CENTCOM Commander General Eric Perea to the region to meet with Israeli defense officials. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
It's been 5 days since Spain suffered its worst flooding disaster in history. Over 200 people are dead, many others still missing. 10,000 rescuers are still searching for bodies in stranded cars and flooded buildings. Volunteers are also working to clear the roads while citizens live without electricity or running water. Terrible storm. Obviously, nothing like that happening around here.
Yes, we had a quiet weekend. Yeah. Temperatures in the upper 50s. We had splashes of sunshine Saturday and again today, so no complaints. Now, there are some pockets of rain across the western Great Lakes, also the northern lakes. You can see over Wisconsin, including Green Bay. They're getting wet right now. Parts of the UP are dealing with the wet weather. We're right on the edge of the action, so we could see a couple of sprinkles later on this evening through the overnight. A better chance on the west side of the state around Kalamazoo, Battle Creek up to Grand Rapids. But for us, nothing big coming our way. These are live pictures from Green Bay. The Lions are in action right now up at Lambeau Field. You can see it's damp there. 50 degrees inside the stadium. We're up a bit from yesterday. These are 24-hour temperature change maps, and you can see even warmer readings down over Indiana. 13 degrees warmer for Saginaw. We made it to 61 today. Here are your averages for this early part of November. 54 and 38. Records 76 on the high side. How about 16, 1951? Nothing like that out there this evening. A lot of us are in the mid to upper 50s with thickening clouds. There is a breeze around from the east and southeast. Now, this breeze will turn more southwesterly tomorrow, and that's why for Monday and for Election Day Tuesday, temperatures are going to pop up into the lower 70s. You'll see that in the forecast. 60 degrees Chicago. A little cooler up around Marquette. They have some wet weather at 45. There's 63 in Cincy. So it's actually a complex setup over the next couple of days. But we're right on the edge of all of the action. Now, eventually Tuesday night, we are going to see a cold front cross the area. So perhaps our best chance for some heavier showers will be Tuesday night. But in the meantime, it's going to be breezy and mild for your Monday and for your Tuesday. For the rest of tonight, could be a stray shower down to 51. Tomorrow, how about that? 70 degrees with a breeze. There's a rhyme there. 70 degrees with a breeze. You get that, Z?
I did.
All right. And now let me show you the 7-day forecast. No big cold blasts. There's your Election Day forecast. Tuesday up to 74. Temperatures will fall off a bit for later in the week, but again, no complaints. Remember, always get the latest forecast. Check it out, the Fox 2 Weather app. You can download it for free anytime in the App Store or in Google Play. How about a full check of the numbers tonight at 10? Hilary, Dave, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate that, Rich. Well, this is going to do it for us on the HD Show. We hope you have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to seeing you back here tonight at 10 o'clock.
We'll be covering all the top stories for you, including that Kamala Harris rally, so make sure you tune back in for that. Take care.